Zion Williamson is one of the most exciting basketball talents in the NBA. His amazing skills and insane athleticism have gained him nationwide popularity. He has continued to dominate the NBA for years, but everything fell apart when he suffered an injury. Now fans are curious when they can see him back in court. With that being said, here's everything you need to know about Zion's possible future in the NBA. First up, recovery from injury. In the 2019 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans got lucky as they signed Zion. He brought new hope to a franchise that had traded Anthony Davis, their previous #1 pick. No doubt losing Davis was tough, but they got a guy who clearly made this transition look better. Pelican fans have been very excited, but their euphoria was very short-lived in the very first summer with Zion. Turns out he ended up bumping his knees into an opponent and went out for the rest of the games. This wouldn't have been that big of a deal except for the fact that injury concerns had been a part of the conversation and their fear became real as Zion injured his knee. He had surgery and sat out 44 games in his rookie year. Most people believe that it's his size and the way he plays that might have caused the knee problems, but this seems something more innate. The way he walks is a clear sign of knock knees. This condition is basically the misalignment of the legs and the knees. It causes stress on the muscles and ligaments and can cause pain in the ankles, hips, and feet. It's commonly found in children, but adults can also be affected. And it seems that Pelicans had been aware of his condition as early as December 2019. They had been training Zion to walk and run differently. Since when do NBA teams need to teach their players how to walk? Seems suspicious. But Zion did return to the court later and he was as good as advertised. In his NBA debut against the San Antonio Spurs, Zion scored 22 points, including 17 consecutive points in the fourth quarter. Zion finished out the year averaging 22 points. Then in the summer of 2021, he secretly injured his foot and had surgery. He has been in recovery mode and has yet to play a game again. As he recovers from a fractured fifth metatarsal in his right foot that needed 2 surgeries since last summer, Williamson will likely and unwillingly join Blake Griffin and Greg Oden as former #1 overall picks who have missed a whole season in the last 15 years. Next, we have weight loss and other health concerns. Just a few months ago, Zion turned up at the Pelicans game looking as if he had gained quite a few pounds. Weight gain has always been a huge concern for NBA players. Just ask Charles Barkley. His career didn't really take off until he listened to the legend Moses Malone, who clearly said to Charles that his weight was making him look lazy on the court. Moses asked Charles to get his weight to 250 pounds. Charles got so inspired by the words of this legend that he ended up losing weight to 230 pounds. But turns out he didn't really feel explosive and strong on the court. He decided to stick with Malone's advice and maintained his weight at 250 pounds throughout his career. When Charles saw Zion's weight gain this year, he didn't hold back. It reminded him of his own situation. He advised that Zion can definitely do better as critics aren't as harsh as they were. Recently, ESPN reported that Zion's current weight is a whopping 330 pounds, which is almost 50 pounds more than his listed weight. This would make him the heaviest player in the NBA. And the fact that he's 6 foot 6 inches tall doesn't look good for his already fractured knees and feet. From what we know, he has been admitted to rehab again to focus on losing this unexpected weight as well as recovering from his foot injury. Due to all this, he hasn't appeared for any court work and there's no timetable as he remains off the court indefinitely. His injury and weight gain have made New Orleans hyper-protective, and perhaps for a good reason. He's a significant investment for a small market team, and he's a player that made team employees ecstatic when New Orleans secured his draft lottery rights. That joyful day seems so distant, if only because Williamson has now spent more time off the court than on it. And now, Zion Williamson getting possible extension. Depending on whom you ask, the Pelicans' decision on Zion Williamson is either a no-brainer or a difficult one. This offseason, Zion Williamson will be eligible to get a rookie-scale contract, despite the fact he has only been featured in 85 of 226 regular season games in his career. When he's on the court, there's no doubt he's the ultimate performer who can't be stopped at the rim. The question isn't whether he's worth such a deal, but rather if he'll appear in enough games to deserve it. Williamson could fetch a 5-year, $181.7 million contract through 2026 to 2027. If he gets all NBA awards next season, the Pelicans can include conditions in his contract that allow him to make up to $222.9 million over 5 years. They might be ready to give him the biggest contract possible, but they might demand certain adjustments, such as injury protection, if he doesn't play in enough games. It'll be interesting to watch how the Pelicans handle things if Williamson isn't interested in extending extending his contract. It would be rare for a player of his level to turn down a major contract offer after his rookie scale contract. Qualifying offers have increased dramatically, and we may see a great player accept one in order to enter unrestricted free agency early. But taking that road can be quite pricey. If Williamson refuses to extend the contract this offseason, his name will very well be in the trade rumors. So is there a possible trade for Williamson happening? The Pelicans will enter the 2022 summer with a full 15-man roster and a luxury tax exemption of just $2.2 million. They'll be able to use the $10.3 million non-taxpayer mid-level exceptions, but they'll have to cut salaries and create a roster slot in order to do so. They have a number of non-starters who they might salary dump or trade for low-paid players. If they don't prefer using the MLE, they may try to make a consolidation trade. It's clear that the Pelicans are set to make one of the best draft pick-based trade deals for the next available All-Star. They will be ready to offer all of their own first-round picks in the future, in addition to the first-round pick of 2022 by the Lakers, an unprotected first-round pick by the Lakers in either 2024 or 2025, and an unprotected first-round pick by the Bucks in 2027. All this indicates that the Pelicans may look out for a possible trade for Williamson this offseason, probably if Zion doesn't want to continue with an extended contract. Well, except for a few exceptions like Zion, the Pelicans don't really have any player off-limits if they're planning on a major upgrade. No doubt, the trade could easily push them into the 2022-2023 luxury tax, but you can't deny it'll be worthwhile depending on the player they get. Next, is Zion moving to a different franchise? You'll be surprised to know that before all of this drama and his surgeries, The Athletic published a story that Zion had long been planning to get out of the New Orleans Pelicans. So now with his injuries, his future with the Pelicans looks even more clouded right now, and it looks like it's just one thing after the other with this young player. Even we have been hearing the reports that he's been distant from his team members and carrying on his recovery independently in Portland. So now he has no contact with his team members, and he hasn't even talked to the Pelicans' new addition, CJ McCollum. McCollum said while talking to the media that he's only talked to people closer to Zion for now, but he plans to sit down with him soon. It looks like the team members are clearly disappointed in Zion as he didn't bother to stay in contact with them. JJ Redick went on to say that this whole situation shows a complete lack of investment in the city and the organization from Williamson's side. He further stated that the team knows he's hurt and they've tried to reach others, but it has always ended in disappointment for them. Well, these are some strong words coming from an established player. Finally, when can he return to the basketball court? Rejoice, as we have some good news for you. Zion has been cleared to play without any restrictions. Yes, you've heard that right. For the past couple of months, we had been getting disappointing news as there was complete silence from his side. But that is expected to change now. The Pelicans' official social media accounts posted this week about how Zion's right fifth metatarsal was showing continual improvement, and now the doctors have cleared him to get back on the basketball court next season after he missed over 141 games for 3 consecutive seasons. Still, we'll have to wait and watch how everything goes with his contract. That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited to see Zion Williamson back in the NBA? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.